Welcome back, deep divers. Today we're tackling something, well, huge.
Yeah, really big. We're talking about the spread of Orthodox Christianity, millennia, continents, you name it.
And we're going deep. Using this blog post we found, written from an Orthodox point of view, super detailed, it traces how this faith went from, like, a handful of people in Jerusalem to, well, everywhere, basically.
It's an incredible story.
So our goal today, to pick out those turning points, the moments that made Orthodox Christianity what it is today.
Right. We've got the timeline, the key players, and all those fascinating twists and turns.
Perfect. So let's rewind all the way back. First century AD, we've got to start with Jesus, right? Born in Bethlehem. The blog post makes it super clear this is where it all begins. His life, teachings, death, resurrection.
That's the foundation of it all. Absolutely.
But what's crazy is how fast things took off after that. Jesus tells his apostles, go spread the word to everyone, everywhere. Not a suggestion, like a command.
Yeah, from the very start, it was outward looking, not meant to stay put.
And then, bam. Pentecost. Book of Acts describes it. The Holy Spirit descends, and suddenly the apostles are speaking in all these different languages.
Imagine that. A small group able to communicate with tons of different people.
It's like the Big Bang for the early church. Growth explodes, Christian communities popping up all over the Roman Empire.
And those early Christians gathering, often in secret, worshiping together, sharing bread and wine in memory of Jesus.
The Eucharist.
It was more than just ideas. It was a whole way of life, deeply communal.
But it wasn't easy, was it? This blog post talks about the persecutions. Intense.
Right. Oh, yeah, serious pushback.
People were literally dying for their beliefs. Martyrs. It's a powerful reminder of what faith cost in those early centuries.
Powerful and also kind of a paradox. These martyrs, their unwavering belief, it attracted even more people to Christianity.
Their courage was inspiring, even in the face of death.
It's a theme we'll see again and again. So fast forward now to the 4th century. Huge shift happens. What stands out to you?
Constantine the Great. Can't ignore him. Edict of Milan, 313 AD. After all that persecution, boom, religious tolerance.
It's like night and day. Christianity went from being outlawed to accepted, almost overnight.
Huge relief, I bet. But also new challenges, right? Now they have to figure out, okay, what do we actually believe? This is where the first ecumenical council comes in, right?
Nicaea, 325 AD, a big gathering to hash things out.
And out of that comes the Nicene Creed. For our listeners, this is like Orthodox Christianity 101. It spells out the core beliefs, especially about who Jesus is.
True God of true God. That's the key phrase.
A big statement.
Absolutely. Nicaea was all about drawing a line in the sand, solidifying what Christians believed.
But this wasn't the end of the story. 5th century rolls around, and there are still some wrinkles to iron out.
Oh, yeah. Like Nestorianism, this teaching that separated Jesus' divine and human natures too much.
Right. And the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD dealt with that, condemned it, and did something else super important.
They declared Mary, the mother of Jesus, as Theotokos.
Theotokos.
It means mother of God. And it's not just a fancy title. It's saying that Jesus was fully God from the very beginning, from the moment he was conceived.
It links his humanity and divinity together right from the start.
Exactly. And then, a bit later, the Council of Chalcedon in 451 goes even further. They come up with this concept called the hypostatic union. Sounds complicated.
It does.
But think of it this way. It's the ultimate affirmation that Jesus is fully God and fully man all at the same time. Not sometimes one, sometimes the other. Always both, completely united. This becomes central to Orthodox theology. So, okay, we've got the foundation, we've got acceptance, we've got core beliefs clarified. You'd think things would calm down, right?
Nope, not even close. 8th and 9th centuries come along, and we've got this whole new debate, the iconoclasm controversy.
Ah, yes, icons. These sacred images of Jesus, saints, biblical scenes.
For those who don't know, this was a massive fight about whether or not it was okay to venerate them.
Intense is an understatement.
Some people, even emperors, thought it was like worshiping idols, totally against God's will. They wanted to ban icons, even destroy them.
Can you imagine? Churches, homes, full of these beautiful sacred images, and people were going around smashing them.
Chaos. Total chaos.
It split the church right down the middle. But then the Second Council of Nicaea in 787 steps in. Restores icon veneration. Makes it clear. You're not worshiping the icon itself. You're using it as a window to the divine.
I like that. A window to the divine.
Really captures the essence of it. And to this day, the Orthodox Church celebrates this victory with the Sunday of Orthodoxy every year. It shows just how important this issue was and still is.
It wasn't just about art. It was about how we understand Christ's incarnation, his presence in the world.
Exactly. Okay, so we've navigated some pretty choppy theological waters. But now we're heading into a real hurricane. 11th century, the Great Schism.
1054 AD. This is when the Christian world splits in two. East and West go their separate ways. Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church.
Centuries of tension boiling over. Theological differences, cultural differences, even just how they did church was different.
And the blog post emphasizes this. The Orthodox Church saw themselves as the guardians of the original ancient Christian tradition.
It was about preserving the faith of the apostles. That's key to understanding their perspective.
A direct link to the early church. Okay, let's jump ahead a few centuries now. 15th century, Constantinople falls.
1453, a massive turning point. The Ottoman Turks conquer the city, end of the Byzantine Empire, which had been a center of Christianity for over 1,000 years.
A devastating blow, you'd think.
It was incredibly difficult. But the Orthodox faith, it survived.
Resilient.
Exactly. The Patriarchate of Constantinople, though limited in power, kept going, became a symbol of resistance, a spiritual center for Orthodox Christians under Ottoman rule.
In the next few centuries, the 17th, 18th, 19th, they were all about holding on, keeping the faith alive.
Yeah, the blog post talks about underground schools, martyrs.
Keeping the flame burning.
But it's not just about survival. There's actually expansion happening too, especially in Russia. The Muscovite Patriarchate is established in 1589. Russia becomes this powerhouse of orthodoxy.
And then Peter the Great comes along, shakes things up, reforms the church. It becomes even more intertwined with the Russian state.
Big changes.
Yeah.
And then throughout the 19th century, as nations in the Balkans start gaining independence, from the Ottomans' Greece, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, we see the rise of autocephalous churches.
Autocephalous?
Self-governing, basically these new national churches, they're not directly under Constantinople anymore. They're independent, but still united in faith.
It shows how orthodoxy can adapt while staying true to its core.
Exactly. So now, into the 20th century.
Yeah.
Wars, communism, secularism, it's a whole new set of challenges.
But also a global revival.
Yeah. Despite everything, Orthodoxy found a way to not just survive, but thrive. Take Russia again. After the revolution, the church is persecuted, but it goes underground, keeps going.
And then there's the diaspora. Millions of Orthodox Christians emigrating, starting communities all over the world, America, Europe, Australia.
It's a huge shift. Orthodoxy becomes a truly global faith.
And in this century, new saints and theologians emerge. St. John of Shanghai, St. Paisios the Athonite, St. Silouan the Athonite. They're influencing Orthodox Christians all over the world.
Guiding the faith into a new era.
And now, the 21st century. This blog post says there are over 300 million Orthodox Christians worldwide, from Africa to Australia.
It's incredible. Churches, monasteries, missions, they're carrying on that original mission to spread the gospel.
And they're engaging with the modern world, too. Interfaith dialogue, charity work, even using the internet to spread their message.
Orthodoxy is ancient, but it's not stuck in the past. It's a living, breathing faith. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Centuries of history. What are the big takeaways for our listeners? Why does all this matter today?
What makes Orthodoxy unique?
Well, first off, that unbroken tradition, that connection to the early church, to the apostles themselves, it gives a sense of continuity, of stability.
Like a spiritual anchor.
Absolutely. Then there's the emphasis on beauty. Icons, chants, the liturgy. It's all designed to create a sensory experience of the divine.
It's about engaging all your senses.
Exactly. And finally, that deep spirituality, the Jesus prayer, fasting, the sacraments. It's about a personal journey, a transformation, a real relationship with God.
It's not just about believing the right things, it's about living them.
Precisely.
So we've seen how Orthodox Christianity went from a small group in Jerusalem to a global faith. It's a story of resilience, of adapting to change, of staying true to its core.
And it makes you wonder, what's next for Orthodoxy? What role will these new diaspora communities play in shaping its future? How will it continue to engage with the world?
Great questions to ponder. And if you're interested in learning more, this blog post has some suggestions. Visit a local parish, read the Church Fathers, explore some online resources. There's so much to discover.
It's a fascinating journey, and it's still unfolding.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Until next time.
Take care.